This wasn't supposed to happen. Not against Brisbane. Not in the wet. Not when the Suns have been flattened just 6 days earlier. In a performance that screamed, we've seen this before, the same old Gold Coast. But from the opening bounce at People's First Stadium, something felt different. A body language, a different aggression, a belief. And by the final siren, what was different was written in bold across the scoreboard. Gold Coast 130, Brisbane 64. A 66-point win, the biggest QClash margin in history, and the kind of win that doesn't just shake the ladder, it shakes the narratives. Little brother, not anymore. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get stuck into it. Let's start. A statement built on midfield dominance. If you turned in to see Lachie Neale and Dunkley in the Scottish handbag Hugh McCluggage put the kids back in the place at Gold Coast, you would watch the wrong script. This was midfield dominance from Gold Coast, from the opening contest to the final siren. And leading the charge, Matt Rowell, Alex Davies. Matt Rowell often harassed and hemmed Dunkley in the past. He kept his freedom. And what did he do? 37 touches, 14 clearances. Marcus Ashcroft medal. He bullied stoppages, found exits, found options, and tackled like his life depended on it. It was comfortably one of the best individual performances of Matt Rowell's young career. But don't overlook Alex Davies. Called upon in the moment, and he whispers of trade interest all throughout the year and last year. 30 touches, 7 clearances, 10 tackles, and some bone-rattling ones at that. He absolutely dominated Zach Burley early doors. His physicality allowed Rowell and Anderson to roam free. His timing around the contest and exit was elite, and if it was a shop window game, tell you what, you're looking at buying him. Noah Anderson as well. At halftime, it looked like the game was over, but the third quarter time was Noah Anderson's show. Arguably the most improved midfielder in the competition. With the conditions heavy and the Lions desperate, Anderson exploded. 14 disposals in a quarter, a slicing goal. One nearly was pinched by his teammate Jai Farah before 5 seconds later, another one went through. Every moment in this quarter from Noah had intent. Possessions hurt. He'd long been seen as the clean finisher to Rowell's contest, but in this one, Anderson flexed every power he has, showing poise, leadership, class, and a newfound shots at goal. A locking all Australian at this point, and if he's not, tell you what, we're in problems. And Ben Long, everybody's talking about Jamie Elliott, but the guy that's maybe forgotten about in all this is Ben Long. And when he plays like this, you can't ignore it. 4 clean goals, strong hands, strong finishing, a real presence. He is really strong and returns to form. His leading patterns gave them a guessing game all night. Starcevic just couldn't find him. He played tighter. Long led him up the ground, came back, zoned off. Long hurt him inside. Sometimes a game just finds a player. And this one here had a long game on it. He made every moment count. Efficiency inside 50 is what we talk about that separates the good teams from the great teams. And Gold Coast weren't just winning territory, they were punishing with precision. 10 goals free by half-time in the rain against a premiership contender and the reigning premiers, and it just kept rolling. 20 goals in total, 10 different goal kickers, entries that were clean, that were dangerous, that were precise and structured. Jai Farah, Bailey Humphrey, Ainsworth rotating roles and attacking Brisbane's line speed with speed agility. There was no easy matchups, no predictability. And let's shout out Wits, winning hit-outs, controlling territory, and even getting down for a few big moments at the ground level, but also swinging down back. This wasn't chaos ball, it was controlled violence at every curse. Now let's talk about the big matchups of this. Every time they've played, Josh Dunkley has found a way to put Matt Rowell in his back pocket. And simply, usually they can't get firing. But in this game here, the defensive maestro couldn't solve the puzzle. Credit Alex Davies in this here again. His physical commitment, his ability to block, Dunkley getting to him off stoppage, creating space, allowing Rowell to burst away and work in and under the pack is really poignant here. Dunkley still had moments and he was very strong when the game was lost. He doesn't go down without a scrap, but Rowell absolutely destroyed him in this matchup, and in doing so might have locked the formula for the Suns in big games to come. Davies was superb here, where he sacrificed his own game, but also found ways to impact on his own. Brisbane was simply outworked, out-answered, out-flipped at times. Brisbane weren't just off, at times they were overwhelmed. Sloppy handling at the start, indecisive forward entries, a backline that looked under duress. It was rare. They were really fragile. And with Conor McKenna's hamstring injury, this doesn't help. It's not really an excuse. They were just overawed by pace and speed of movement. Rayner, he looked real threatening. Neil had his moments. He tried to stem the bleeding. And McCluggage was his brilliant best at times. But there was no continuity, no spark, no rebound, and no resistance. Fagan himself said it's hard to stay up every week. And this wasn't just a dip. This was a nosedive. Pies next weekend at the MCG. They've got to find something fast. If they don't, they are in trouble. Conditions did make it tough. Gold Coast, though, made it easy. And it poured. Sometimes it felt like this game was played in a furnace conditions, but it made it greasy, muddy, awkward. And that suits usually teams like Brisbane, the more experienced side. But Gold Coast were far more composed. Cleaner below the knees, switched on at ground level. That's a cultural shift. That's Dimmer's fingerprints over it. There is a real identity to Gold Coast. The Collingwood win last week wasn't a fluke, and the QClash proves it here today. They were absolutely systematically destroying Brisbane, and it's hard to overstate. We've talked about him before. Alex Davies, we've heard about it. He's rumoured to be on the trade table. That maybe just says to you how important these players are. There is something James Peeling about Alex Davies that should he leave with all the young players coming in this draft for them, they've got Patterson to come, they've got Hewland to come, they may let him walk. He is Premiership calibre grunt. His ability to sacrifice his game, that just says to me that this could be one of them players like Peeling that might be not good enough to be a role player at Gold Coast, but a diehard for someone else. Definitely be worth a look. Let's talk about our boy. You know what? There was Florini, there was Buderick, and there was our boy, PommyInOz legend, Bailey Humphries, and they were important. Florini's state league form has been mental, but he called a snap from the pocket. It was a tone setter. Buderick was a real menace, and at times he outplayed Zach Bailey in that worrying role in the forward half. And Humphrey, 3 goals reward for relentless movement and work rate. He is an absolute supreme player, and he's starting to find his feet. It was fascinating to see Humphrey outdo Rayner at what Rayner has spent 5 years perfecting. These are the kind of names I feel like are overlooked, especially when you've got Anderson, Rowell, players like that. But these vital cogs at forward half are absolutely starting to function. There's no stragglers, there's no passengers. That is the most striking part. And there were really no weak links in the Suns game. Every Suns player contributed, every line was involved, whether it was Collins, who was a spoiling demon, players working hard, McAndrew attacking the ball hard. Everyone had a role. And that's finals footy energy. That's the kind of even performance you build September form off. They were very strong here. And where to next for both of these sides? Well, for Gold Coast, the run home is favourable. Only 1 game left against a top 8 side, and now sitting on 12 wins with a huge percentage boost here that they didn't have. A historic first finals appearance is literally around the corner. Hardwick knows how to prime teams late. He's been there and done it. He's done this before, and this group is buying in, and they look very dangerous. You would not want to play an away game in a final against this. There's still a question. Finals is a different conversation, a different pressure, but they belong in the conversation. For Brisbane, it's a punch in the gut. They do look like world beaters when they're on, but there has been a few games this season, the North game, this game, games like that, which just pop up and you think, oh, can they do it? They could still finish top 4, and this could just merely be a blip on the radar. But the game against Collingwood now is really make or break for their top 2 hopes, and also keeping the final top 2 home games alive. It really will reveal what kind of soul Brisbane have. Gold Coast didn't just beat Brisbane, they dismantled them. In the wet, in front of fans with hunger, polish and belief. From fringe finals hopefuls to top 8 mainstays, the Suns aren't just chasing history, they're attempting to rewrite it. And for the first time in a long time, the balance of the power seems like it could be shifting to them baby brothers, the noisy neighbours Gold Coast Suns. So what do you reckon? Is this game the game that gives Gold Coast that lock into finals? Brisbane, they should bounce back. Or do you feel like their premiership retention dreams are wobbling? Matt Rowell was officially elite, but where does Noah Anderson rank in your midfields? Hit the comments below, give the video a like, make sure you are subscribed for more great content. We've got watch-alongs every round, we do 3 of them, we've got loads of general IFL contests. Thank you for hanging around with me, I'm PommyInOz. I'll see you soon. Pom out.